Okay, Google.
Oh, thanks, computer.
Okay, Moto 360. Find my phone. Oh yeah, that's right. It's in the toilet. Thanks. Hello guys, Blabberhead200 here, and this is the Moto 360. I used my Pebble for over a year. I fell in love with the week-long battery, the display you could see outside, and the really interesting OS. I had to jump on the bandwagon, and this is the Moto 360 coming from the Pebble. Let's start with the most drastic difference, the hardware. Now, nonetheless, when you put each of these watches on, I was able to adapt to them quite easily. The 360 felt big on my wrist, but it looks classy. The Pebble feels small, but it looks unclassy. It's very interesting how the two conflict each other, but they're both very comfortable, and I used each very well, very nicely, and enjoyed my experience with both on my wrist. The 360 is the classy man's smartwatch. Since wearing my 360, people have been complimenting my watch. Catch a glimpse of its rounded size and they mesmerize me. This thing just looks stupid good. But my Pebble was the minimalist's dream. I threw it on and never took a second look. I never got distracted because the LCD was too colorful, or because I had the urge to check my heart rate. The little gimmicks that come on the 360 just don't come on the Pebble. Let's talk about this heart rate thing on the 360 for a sec. It uses a wavelength of green light, which is the least effective way to get your heart rate, yet everyone uses it, including Apple and Motorola. It constantly tells me to tighten the band, and I'm in the first loop and I can't feel my hand anymore. I'm not even entirely sure there is circulation. Sometimes it says I have a heartbeat of 41 beats per minute, which probably means that I'm dead, so I don't really understand why they threw this heart rate in. And if you're going to use this as a fitness tracker, please don't. That was my little rant about the stupid heart rate tracker on this watch. But going Amazon shopping isn't on the Pebble, and you never have to tap the screen more than once because your watch is asleep, something that I still can't get over, and I don't understand how people just magically flick their wrists and it turns on, because that still takes time, and I just want to tell the time before it's an hour later. The Pebble steel's a bit closer to the 360, but its square edges still seem strange after wearing the Moto 360 on my wrist for a while. In fact, it seems almost boxy and comically so, as if Pebble wasn't even trying to make the edges a little more rounded. But the hardware was the easy part to adapt to. As I said, you just throw it on your wrist, and after a while, that's just what you come accustomed to being on your wrist. The two biggest differences between the Pebble and the 360 are the displays and the software. The Pebble has its all-black e-ink display. You would scale through the OS just fine with those buttons, and your fat fingers would never get in the way of the actual OS. But Android Wear is a different story. Maybe it's just me, but I found that I always was tapping the wrong thing. I always was randomly accidentally setting alarms or changing the watch face on my watch when I didn't mean to. Scrolling through just about anything in Android Wear is a bit of a pain. And overall, using a touchscreen this size is really just difficult. There's really nothing you can improve, and after a while I began more and more adapting to it, and you really shouldn't be using this as some sort of computer OS. But nonetheless, I found it was really easy to get through Pebble, but it's also very fun to get through Android Wear. Don't get me wrong, Android Wear is awesome. Replying to things on your wrist, the way it looks, the way it just feels new, and something so much more refreshing than the Pebble, which after I put on, I didn't feel a difference in my life after putting it on. I felt a convenience, but it just didn't feel new to me, and as a tech enthusiast, this really does feel amazing. I can reply to texts, scroll through music, and swipe and slide like a bouse. Android Wear is like ice skating. After a little bit of practice, you're gliding through, and the Pebble is like walking. It doesn't take much of a learning curve, but once you're walking, you can get to a lot of places really fast. The Pebble is for the person that never wants to miss the text or call and change their watch face, and that's about it. The 360 is for the person that never wants to stop expanding, and for the person that wants to innovate and try something new. The 360 is the sort of thing that I would prefer as a tech enthusiast. I believe in the future, and the 360 is the way it's going. My time with both was great. but I'm going to be keeping this on my wrist. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, drop me a comment down below why you didn't. This is Blabberhead200, and I got more videos coming your way.